Okay, here we go. So we're kind of behind. So could you tell me what we did on day 2?
When was day 2?
Yesterday, Akihabara.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So, we had fun with the train lines. We're getting better at figuring those out. So, right when we get out of Akihabara, the cool thing is immediately is the Square Enix Cafe, which I definitely wanted to take Jessie to, and I have been loud about it. So I made a beeline for that, even though we had eaten recently.
It was...
We ate sea salt ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we had, I had a spell book, and then the sweetest berry tea that I do not suggest ever getting again. It was surprisingly sweet.
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Too
It was
Even
sweeter.
for me, it was too sweet.
It was sweeter than our desserts.
I loved the sea salt ice cream. The Squeenix Cafe was smaller than I thought it would be.
And and it was more classy than I thought it would be.
It was more classy. There was art all over the walls.
It was really...
Not a huge bunch of junk to buy. There was only 2 little areas.
But it was like nice quality stuff.
Mhm,
It
it
wasn't
was.
like what we find at conventions in America, that sort of thing.
Kayla got a tiny Moogle coin purse.
It's perfect because Japan uses like cash only, and so I get so much change all the time, and it goes right in my little Moogle.
It's true.
I love
And then we had a small debate on how many things I want to own, and eventually went back and she got me a Cactuar coin purse. It's really cute.
Because I wanted to be matchy, god damn it.
I'm sorry. And then what did we do? We got
went to
lost.
2 or 3 different anime department stores.
We like walked around. What was really surprising is even the stores that like specialized in anime and weed crap were kind of
Empty.
Like
Yeah.
there was a lot of open space, and they had like multiple floors. So you would walk up them, but then it was like there was clearly so much
There was like 2
space
shelves.
that they weren't utilizing. It's like this could have been 2 floors.
Maybe they're like renovating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or-
I know the first one that we went into looked like it was being renovated.
Yeah.
But like the second one was still really open.
There was a lot of shops in Akibara, right?
Akihabara.
Akihabara, but there wasn't a lot of things I actually liked.
Wanted.
There was like weird arcades, but one
Pachinko. We walked into a
Yeah, we
casino.
wandered
walked
into a
into
pachinko
casino
parlor.
yeah, and we found a casino which I didn't even know was like a thing in Japan. But
There's gotcha everywhere. Oh, one of my favorite things is we got vending machine drinks. We got vending machine drinks, and it was pretty fantastic. So early in the morning at Akihabara, we got vending machine drinks. And then we came back like 4 hours later, and they had put all these gotcha machines in front of those same vending machines. Like there was this huge space before, and then we
Should
got back
probably
and we're like, suddenly gotcha.
It's true. They
um,
teleport.
From walking all that day, Kayla and I both came home and I charged my way home, and then Kayla charged her way the rest of that way home.
what did we eat for dinner?
I have no idea what. No, we
didn't.
didn't.
We
So,
didn't eat dinner.
We went to the maid cafe
oh
really
yeah.
early, and we had almond rice, and it was. So one of the maids kind of sort of spoke English enough to where when I walked up to her and I said in like bad Japanese like, "Where is your cafe?" that she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you," and I was like, "Great." And we talked a little bit, and I described my relationship with my friends poorly, apparently.
Please describe us how you described us, and then explain how you did it.
So I said that you were my best friend, which was apparently way too dramatic. Like, way dramatic. And I said, you are my partner, but apparently the partner I used was not like romantic partner, it was more like we steal shit together.
We should take that into volume just a little because I know that's
Sorry.
no, it's okay. I just know that they asked
You
us to do that.
steal shit. You can
Like
steal
partner.
shit
Wait,
together.
so like a partner in crime?
rather
You
than,
called me your accomplice? Dude, and how did we find the maids? Because that surprised me.
Oh, they're like hookers. We just walk right in the middle of the street.
Whoa, don't say that.
But that's exactly how
They're
it
out on the
is.
street hawking their wares.
There's a lot of them.
It's the same thing.
They're like down the street in a row, and you can pick one, I guess depending on what
So
costume you like.
It really reminds me of being like in New Orleans, and then you walk down Whiskey Street. It's
Like-
that same feel where people are passing out things everywhere, and you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
It is interesting though, because even though with Katie's comparison, there's not a lot of like flesh on display,
Oh, no.
especially in Japan. Like everyone's very covered. There was one girl who had a little bit of chest, and I'll admit I'd still gotten so used to not seeing any of it that it was jarring for a moment. I
They're
was like,
all prim and
whoa.
they're all very prim and proper. Like
All the clothing is exceptionally modest.
exceptionally. We
It's
saw
like the Mormons are envious.
it would take a lot of Mormons to make up for
not
how
only
dressed the
modest, but there's like
Japanese
a color scheme
Yeah,
in Japan.
everything is very like work appropriate colors. So you have your navies and your khakis and your whites and creams.
are. And
And
pastels.
pretty much everyone is wearing some amalgamations of those colors. Like even women that we saw that were like well dressed in like nice dresses, they're still up to here, thick straps, down past the knees always, but like navy. And
So-
maybe a trim of like cream, and that's it. It's
so
still
I
those
saw
colors.
more short skirts, but
Mhm.
not anything ever up here.
No.
Like we saw quite a few women in Akihabara who were wearing really, like I would say, dangerously short skirts when I was walking by, and I'd be like, "Whoa, that's a lot of leg." And I think it's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
difference,
or like really short pant, like butt cheek,
yeah,
butt cheek
yeah,
skirt and shorts.
Yeah, so short. But like then they were wearing turtlenecks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with like long sleeves. Nobody
So
had
we
to
yeah,
found
like
this
dresses.
maid, and she led us to her store.
Which was
And there was
adorable.
another maid in there who thought I spoke way better Japanese than I do. Because she kept saying stuff to me, and I was like trying to communicate with my face, but I had no idea what she was saying to me. But we tried almond rice for the first time. It's very soft, and it really feels like it would just be A+ hangover food. Like
Oh, yes.
if you absolutely destroyed yourself and
That
you
is
wake up,
exactly what you want.
almond rice.
It was really
So,
good.
The fun part about that cafe is we had to do whatever the maids told us to do.
Oh yes, including if you want to serve
Delicious,
Yeah.
delicious.
Guru guru.
Duh, duh, duh.
You know, delicious. Nya nya, magic, or like whatever.
That made our meal more delicious.
Yeah,
that was
It definitely made it more loud. But I will have to say the tea there was probably the best tea I've had so far.
The tea was really
I liked the fruit tea.
my tea was really good.
It was, the tea I had there was the best tea we've had so far, and it was really like entertaining.
It was cute.
It
They'd
was
come by and
really cute.
just do cute things.
We got to take pictures with the cute maids.
That was part of the service. We
we
got
met-
one picture
We
with
met
one.
a bunny who I've now named Usagi-kun, and Tim will always be named Usagi-kun. Tim is from Minnesota. He sat across from us, and we suddenly became friends. And
I thought he was from New York and you're from Minnesota.
I'm from Montana.
Oh, never mind. Continue.
Tim was
No,
there.
yes.
Tim was there when we got there. This like
Tim was there alone.
this
Tim was there alone, and
Who
so
speaks zero.
Japanese.
so we started talking, and the cute maids were like, "Oh, you know each other." We were like, "No."
I had to tell them. I was like, no, Americans are always talking.
we find each other.
Yeah, it's like
we
don't-
make friends really
no,
fast.
He was like this young, decent looking, like
Just white
blonde
guy.
dude that was clearly just lost in
We
a.
did
I
get to
don't
go
know.
to the Kotobukiya store, which I really wanted to do. I was a little disappointed because they had this huge Tales of sign across the front of the store, and I was like, oh my god, yes. And I went in there, and it's like, little corner, and I was like, false advertising.
That store, I was as happy as I can be with an anime store.
Yeah,
So it
that's
had
true.
it had a pretty good Ghibli section.
It was actually full too. Like there was enough stuff in there to justify the fact that it was 4 floors.
Like, I do feel like that store specifically, if we go into an anime store, that store specifically was exactly what
Yeah,
we thought we were going into.
that is a decent selection.
I guess I just expected like something so much more extreme since we're in the home of those items. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like to.
I just think
be
it's
in-
not the district, like the right district for it.
Yeah. And that was kind of our day in Akihabara. We all came back, and then, as I said before, Kayla and I kind of cruised. I cruised the first half because Kayla's feet hurt, and then Kayla cruised the last half because Kayla's feet hurt. So,
Because I knew where the apartment was.
so we both got here, and
We came home exhausted and grumpy.
exhausted and grumpy.
And we got home early. We were home at like 8, and we didn't even bother to shower. We just went to bed.
and we
I had blisters.
I have blisters.
Jameson was kind enough. Jameson, who's sleeping by the wall, was kind enough to go over to the Konbini by our apartment and get me some Band-Aids for my toes, which I'm still wearing.
And then we watched a show about dogs in Japanese on TV.
We
watched
watched
lots of dogs.
basically a TV show in Japanese where they're showing you like TikTok videos of
Dogs.
dogs.
Oh, tell them what the maid said about why she's a maid.
So Jessie made a comment, like she wanted me to tell the maid that that job would be really, really hard for Jessie. She's quite shy. And the maid was like, "Oh, I'm shy too. I do this job because I'm not very bright."
It was sad.
I was like, "What?"
That was maid dreaming. It was cute.
Yeah, it was
It
very
was
cute.
really cute. I will have to say, I think that was my favorite part of Akihabara, was the main cafe.
I think so too. It was the most like colorful, interesting.
It was an experience rather than us just walking around looking at plastic
Mhm.
junk.
They put ears on us the minute we walked in.
Oh, yeah.
We all got animal ears.
So 2 of us were bears,
I was a cat,
and I was a cat.
and then Jameson and her were bears, and then our American friend was a little bunny.
Yeah. Oh, we asked them what the bunny sound is.
Yeah.
And
She had to think really hard
they
about
had to
it.
think really,
Yeah,
really
because
hard
she was
about it.
like, because they jump, and I was like, oh, I get it. And then she was like, because usually they scream, and that's not very cute. And I was like, you're right.
It's not very.
You're
Hi,
right.
hi.
Kayla saw some beautiful little strawberry shortcakes that we're gonna have to find. Anyway.
Oh yes.
And that
At worst
was-
case comes to worst, there's that bakery around the
Well,
corner. from
you and me
here.
have to go back because we have to get a picture with the Gundam, and we will get that strawberry shortcake.
The Gundam Cafe isn't in Akihabara.
Oh.
It's in Shibuya, isn't it? No, wait.
I don't remember. We'll
I
have to
can't
look it
remember.
up.
We'll
It's
look it
not
up.
Akihabara.
Okay,
We'll
it's
figure it
important. It's
out.
important. Okay.
Okay,
But that was
day.
our day.
Wait.